Right, I'm working in the garden. I was working up there, and it got it's too wet still. Got a wet spot. I'll let it dry. So I think last year, I believe it was, we had tried to connect these berms with this was an old driveway. Ran all the way across to the other driveway from this one all the way over to that one. So the last time I brought heavy equipment in, I used a bucket to bring in compost soil mix to close up these berms to connect them. That way I would be taking more advantage of my water that was running down through that gate. So I have all this empty space, fairly good sun between these smaller trees. So I'm going to till this up and reshape the beds a little bit. I'm going to try to get some spinach and lettuce in these little open spots, see if I can get a harvest in this year. It was so wet, we planted other things, but it was just too wet. So I'm going to try a few things that might make it. I might put in some garlic as well. So I just want to give you a picture of this before I till it all up. So a lot of water right there at the other side of that gate, so I'm not going to get up in that. This is very wet right here. I do have arrowroot down in there, so it's going to get spread all over the place when I chop it up, but that's all right. Wild edible. And I'm not going to till up that mustard, red mustard. I'll leave it. So I'm going to work on this for a little bit, see how it goes, and redo my tubes a little better. And try to get some of this fertility back up out of the ditch, and then put some hay down in the ditch. Got to kill off all this dock. It's just taking over. So I'll show you some pictures when I'm done. Agriculture here. I finished tilling this area. Finished shaping it with the rototiller. So my water is coming in up by that solar panel. And my water's coming in along here from along the road. So I got a little keyhole bed here. I started down at that other end and I ended up with not enough room for another bed here. I didn't want a huge aisle, so I keyholed it. And it also, this wall of dirt will help keep the water from, I was afraid the water is going to go right there. So now I'm pushing the water down. So I'll fill up this hole. Hopefully it won't wash out. Hopefully it'll make its way down here. This is the relief ditch. And it goes along my old berm to the pipe and lets it out. So I just keyholed all these. This is where the water comes in. It was going that way, but now you can see it's been running down that way. I left some of the old dirt in place to kind of prevent the runoff from going straight into these. I want them to fill with water, but I don't want them to be the ponds. I want most of the water to end up hitting that ditch, even though this ditch will get full. We're just going to see how it goes. These nice wet beds, we put lettuce in them because they're going to stay pretty moist, and that's pretty much groundwater there. Not really deep, but this is where the water is at, so this is why I put this little relief channel in there to let the water downhill somewhere, because it's basically running back up the hill to here where it used to just run straight out by that panel. We'll see how all this goes. So there's a wide shot of it. That rototiller helped a lot. I ran that rototiller down this aisle, hit a lot of roots, so was not a good idea. So here's some mint, very leggy mint. But I did have so much grass coming in here, I put mint in to keep the grass out. There's some nice looking chives, they're doing great. These strawberry beds, but they overseeded with some radishes. Chives are looking really good. So I'm gonna eventually get rid of this little hill here and just let all the water just come in without being encumbered. Not exactly sure yet. So I'm standing uphill. The water comes in through that gate quite a bit. One of the main places the water comes in the garden. And I got it. Some of it goes that way. Some of it goes that way. I kind of split the flow a little bit. So this water coming down here, again, there's a little keyhole idea. It fills that with water. Right here, hopefully it splits. Some of that water goes up to that ditch, and if it has to, it'll go through this walkway. We're going to see what happens, because I don't want erosion, but I do want to keep the water moving, not pooling quite so much. So this will be a lettuce bed, super moist. So this mostly lettuce. We're getting 2 days of rain starting tomorrow, so I'm going to wait for the rain to come, and I'm going to get out here and seed it. I don't want to seed it now because I'm just going to feed mice, rats, and whatever else, birds. So I'll just get out here and seed it, hopefully during the rain or in a little dry spell tomorrow. I moved the path over to the middle, so I extended that bed, extended this bed. We've got to push this out away from the trees a little bit by having it in the middle. Now there's that mess. So we should get it all flowing down. It should go down to the end, come back. I'm trying to get it to fill all that in, and hopefully it'll overflow down at the far end to the next one. We'll see how it goes. Gonna have to do some fine tuning. Took the tube out. I was gonna try to not have tubes. So again, I extended the bed. This is kind of weird, because I had such a wide bed and I had two narrow beds, so it's kind of weird the way I transitioned one bed into two beds here. This was the oldest part. It was doing its thing just fine, but I'm trying to tie all these ditches together. This again is a little relief. If it fills up too much here and it's trying to find a place to come out, it's going to come down here and hopefully fill this bed. It'll probably wash over right there. We'll see. I also have the hay down there, so it's going to mess up the flow of things because I haven't spread it yet. So I put this ditch in. That'll flow just nicely. And even true to form, I'm trying to tie this kind of last swale, last ditch effort. Trying to tie it together to this one. So we'll see how it goes. This swale gets filled by the overflow from that one. We'll see where it spills over. Anyway, my water's been leaving the garden through this gate. I would prefer it to leave down there. That was what it was designed to do. And it's also been leaving up there, so I didn't get dirt back in, so I'll probably have some washing out. But I'm going to till up this bed, and I'm going to use the dirt from tilling this bed to patch this. Or I'm going to till the walkway and put it in the bed. Then I'll just put hay down. And yeah, I'm going to have all those little pieces of dock in there. I'll try to pick them out as best I can so I don't put a bunch of dock in this bed. Anyway, I'm going to try to get some lettuce going in between this mustard. I figure I'll just hoe it and just kind of just scatter, guerrilla seed it after I get that low spot filled. Ideally, I would like all of my water from this bed to keep moving that way. So there's kind of a view of the connecting swales with the new trail down the middle. Wiggle culture out.